which was a between Kothari International School, Noida, India, and Cedar Hall Academy, Abuja, Nigeria. We extend a warm welcome to our friends and collaborators from Cedar Hall Academy, Abuja, Nigeria. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. This meeting is a part of our exciting program, Nourish and Flourish, a comprehensive wellness study under the theme of Sustainable Development Goal 3, Good Health and Well-being. This project focuses on studying and comparing key health indicators across 4 countries, India, Nigeria, Sri Lanka, and South Africa. Our students are diving into critical topics like nutrition, prenatal health, infant mortality rates, and lifestyle diseases. Through this, we aim to encourage them not only to analyze global health issues, but also empathize with the challenges faced by different regions and propose meaningful solutions. Today, we are privileged to have with us Ms Anusha Tyagi, a distinguished expert in mental health and well-being. Welcome you, ma'am. Ms. Tyagi holds a master's degree in counseling psychology, is a CID UNESCO certified expressive art-based therapist and play therapy practitioner with nearly 10 years of experience. Her journey began as a school counselor, and she now practices as an expressive arts therapist at the Department of Mental Health and Behavioural Sciences at Fortis Healthcare. Ms. Tyagi specializes in using art, music, dance, and play therapy to support individuals facing emotional and psychological challenges. She's worked with children, teachers, adults, and the elderly, promoting psychological well-being through tailored sessions in both educational and clinical settings. Additionally, her workshops for schools and organizations have raised much needed awareness about mental health, advocating its prioritization for everyone. We are delighted to have Ms. Tyagi here to share her insights on the importance of mental well-being and how creative therapies can foster a healthier and happier society. Let's look forward to an inspiring, productive session that broadens our perspectives and builds stronger bonds across borders. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Paridhi ma'am, for that warm welcome. I think we all need that kind of warmth with each other, especially talking about mental health. We're connecting globally, and thank you for all the people who joined on time. We are connecting with different parts of the world. Here it's on set of winter, so I'm like very cool. Everyone whosoever is joining from which part, Nigeria, so many people joining in. Brilliant. Thank you for all your efforts and your time. I know we're talking about mental health, we're connecting online. It just reflects how our COVID time was. And I was feeling a little bit nostalgic connecting, taking sessions online. So I welcome hereby from Fortis. I'm a psychologist, as ma'am kindly shared my introduction. And students from 6th and 7th grade are joining, and students from Nigeria are joining. Hello to all. We're talking about mental health. But before we start, I have a small presentation to show you so that you all can connect and understand what I'm going to say and talk about. Before starting, I want to understand what we all feel about mental health, right? So my first question to all of you, it's an open question. Whosoever wants to share, I'm opening my chat box as well. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word mental health? Feel free, bombard my chat box. Whosoever is joining, whosoever is watching live, I want you to all just use the chat box. Let's see what we feel and our personal understanding of the word mental health. Yeah, go on, anyone. You can use a word, you can use a phrase, you can use a sentence, anything that is the first thing that comes to your mind. And mind you, there is no right and wrong answer. I'm here to correct and just make you more aware of it. So Tanish goes first. Great. Thank you, Tanish, for being the first person. Because mental health, I think, is overall health. Okay, Anushka says some people may be careless about mental health. Absolutely. Dixon says emotional control. Oh wow, very interesting. Three very different understandings. Akshita says mental well-being. Navya says stress control. Divya says how we feel emotionally. Oh wow, brilliant! I thought I'd be the first person to share, but you guys are brilliant. Keep sharing on the chat box. I would love to know what you all think about it. Angela says coping mechanisms. Oh my god, superb! 7th, 8th graders we're talking about coping mechanisms. Amazing. I'm very surprised. Okay, interesting. One said I would say about our mentality. Okay, not bad. Keep going. So many, one word, but so many different understandings. Great. Anyone else who wants to pitch in? Anyone? Trisha says to feel happy mentally. Okay. Thank you guys. You're very quick. If I would have been you, I would have taken some time to like type. Okay, Anjali says care of mental well-being. Shell says to have control. Raghavan says coping with stress. Anushka says we could feel fear about sharing how we've been feeling. Okay, a lot of people do that too. Okay, Leah says to deal with our emotions. So everyone is talking about mental, right? Mental aspect of our health, right? So you can keep sharing. Aradhya says taking care of your mental health is an act of self-love. Absolutely, Aradhya, I am with you. Anyone from Nigeria who wants to share a different perspective or different thing, feel free. Anyone who can quickly type in so that we can start the presentation with. Thank you, everyone who's sharing on the chat box. Brilliant work. Thank you for sharing. It also gives me a perspective of how much you know, right? And of course, I will share my details about it. Anyone else who wants to add more? Anyone from Nigeria, any teacher who wants to contribute to this discussion? What mental health is, according to you? Anyone? Okay, so I'm again looking at the chat box. Anyone, last moment comments, thoughts? What is the first thing that comes to your mind? Okay, so I have a very small presentation with you as well. Nakashi ma'am, if you can put it on. So let's go through a small presentation so that you all know what we are going to do and we can keep talking. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for you all to understand. So, according to me, as a psychologist, simply mental health is our emotional well-being, right? Mental health is a sister of physical health. So, health is a very broad umbrella term. It's broken down in two parts, right? The first is the physical health, how we take care of ourselves. So all the diseases, all the wounds, physical healing that we have, all the physical diseases, disorders that we have, anything related to the physical body is physical health. Whatever that is right, that is termed as emotional or a mental health. So all the disorders, all the diseases that and concerns related to mental health is under the mental health aspect. So for you to be able to call yourself healthy, you should be physically fit and also mentally fit. You know, it cannot happen that you're physically fit, but you're mentally surviving under stress, feeling very anxious every day on a regular basis. You will not be termed as healthy. So your physical health and mental health has to be balanced. Both have to be balanced. Okay. So few modern challenges as students of your age group shared that causes stress or some discomfort in our lives. Right? Everyone faces challenges. Be it a teacher, parent, student, even if you're in India or Nigeria, everyone faces some challenges because there are so many tasks there, so many deadlines, so many goals. So people usually get stuck with the challenges. So what are the modern day challenges? Few of them are in front of you. Changing family structures and socio-cultural climate, or any aspect of population, or noise pollution. It can be a difficult uh, concern or difficult, like could act as a hurdle for many people, right? Role of information technology. As pandemic was there, a lot of times people started being more addicted to the gadgets or dependent on the information technology, right? And right now they might have some difficulty separating from the gadgets. That can also be a challenge for a lot of students. High workload and competition, absolutely. So there's a competition within you, there's a competition between your friends, there's a competition within class. So many competitions and challenges are coming academically. Increase in aggression, especially how it manifests in schools are the form of bullying, harassment, or rage, right? So breaking stuff, destructive activities, behavioral change, more terms of negative. So these factors are also important for us to understand how these changes are affecting us. So few facts about mental health, right? A lot of students ask me that, ma'am, what is mental health and how is it affecting everyone? So let's see few facts that I've brought for you. Okay, next slide. Next slide, please. Yeah. So mental health conditions cause 1 in 5 years lived with disability. So 1 in 5, for example, and these are researches done by WHO, World Health Organization. It says that 1 in 5 will definitely have some or the other mental health concern. 1 in 7 in the age group of 10 to 19 years old. I don't know what age groups you all are, but 10 to 19 years old, 1 in 7 will have a mental health disorder, which is in total of 13% of the global population. Depression, I hope you have heard about this word, depression. It's very common used, commonly heard. A lot of celebrities, a lot of role models, also have shared that, depression, they have suffered with it. They have been battling with it. They've been struggling with it. So depression is one of the common illness worldwide with approximately 280 million people in the world, which is, the 5% of the among adults. So depression is common illness experience. Then in low middle income countries, more than 75% of the people receive no treatment for mental health conditions at all. If I start asking you all, if how many of us can name one psychologist, one psychiatrist, one mental health, expert around us? Except school counselors, we all know who school counselors are, right? We don't know the helplines, we don't know whom to reach. So when we struggle, we don't know where to go, whom to reach, whom to talk to, right? So the lack of awareness and the lack of resources also cause a lot of challenge, right? Then the last study is very interesting. Studies over 90,000 participants from across the globe has found stigma remains the one of the most top reasons why people don't go for treatment. Stigma, because people don't talk about mental health. And I think one of the main goals why we are all connected here is to also normalize mental health, normalize facing challenges, normalize talking about it, normalize help seeking, right? Because it's very common. If you get affected on physical health, for example, if you're sick, if you have a fever, if you have typhoid, if you have diabetes, you don't think twice to go to a doctor. You don't think twice to consult a professional, right? Yeah, I hope you all agree, right? But mental health, we start contemplating, should I go or should I don't go? Who will talk? I should talk about everything. I don't know whom to go to. So there are so many questions that stops us from going to mental health. A lot of people feel scared that if I talk about my mental health concerns, I might be labeled as weak, which is not true, right? So stigma remains one of the most common reasons why people don't reach out to us as in psychologists or mental health experts. Next slide, please. And I think we also should talk about mental health awareness so that people around us can go freely to talk to a psychologist or a school counselor. So, what are the signs and symptoms of distress? Before starting this, I want to again open the chat box. I want to ask you, as seventh grader or sixth grader, what can be the signs that you are struggling? How do you know that you're struggling? How will you get to know if you're struggling for long term? Okay, I'm opening the chat box. I'm opening the conversation. Anyone who wants to share? What are the signs and symptoms of you feeling under stress, under the emotions? Concerns are happening, your emotional health is not great, or your mental health is deteriorating. How would you know? Okay, so Shell says anxiety. If you feel a lot of anxiety, little bit is okay. Stress, little bit is okay. It makes you feel motivated for an activity, but if it's prolonged, yes. Dixon says heavily breathing, overthinking, you feel unhappy, you're able to not sleep. Okay, great. Keep going. When you isolate yourself from friends, absolutely, that's a very common thing. Someone says overthinking. Okay, so the thoughts keep increasing, and mostly they turn into negative. right? Of course, that's also one thing. What else? What else? Anyone else who has a different anger? Oh, okay. So Akshata, anger is a very common emotional experience for everyone. But if anger is not managed, it keeps on building, and it changes into aggression, which is the unacceptable part, right? So that has also been, a very important sign. Well, why would someone feel angry 24/7? So that means they might be struggling with something. Feelings of constant sadness, persistent sadness. Of course, we all have some days when you're sad. It's okay, right? I don't know if you've heard the term, it's okay to be not okay some days. But if a prolonged sadness happens, that means there's some issue, they need to talk to an expert. Frequent headaches, panic attacks, absolutely. So I have segregated under few headings. So first are the social and behavioral changes. How I react with my society and how I behave with them are my social changes. Social withdrawal. Someone said isolation. Absolutely. So I start withdrawing from my friends. I start having more conflicts with my friends and peers. Right? I will have loss of interest in my favorite activities. I will not participate. So, for example, I had a patient. He was brilliant in writing poetry. We all know what poetry is, right? So he was beautiful of a poet. But because he was struggling so much in academics, he started reducing the writing part of it. Right? So actively participation was reduced. He didn't want to participate at all. Right? Because parallelly, so many struggles are happening. Increased use of substance, a lot of times, caffeine, painkillers, tobacco, alcohol. People start to, use all these substances in a thought, thinking that this might numb me, or this might change, or this might help me. But ultimately, it's very detrimental to your health. It's not only affecting your mental health, it's also detrimental to your physical health. So both the aspects of health are, affected. So definitely do not recommend that. Change in appearance and decline in personal care. If I'm feeling sad, I will not be able to feel, I will not be dressy. I will not dress up. I will not even take a shower. I will just stay in my bed. Persistent of that habit can also be a sign that someone is not feeling great. What are the emotional changes? When we feel sad, when we feel persistently that things are not working around me, what are the thoughts? Temper outbursts. You're very aggressive suddenly. Small things can trigger you. There's a lot of cynicism, there's a lot of reduced confidence. You don't feel confident. You feel very guarded. You feel very irritable. Even if a teacher is sharing a feedback, you might not take it well. Even a friend is sharing that, oh, you've been very rude to me these days. And you're thinking, no, everyone is against me. Nobody understands me. So emotional changes for a persistent time is also a sign. Sadness, frequent crying spells. As a psychologist, I want to normalize crying. Crying is a very natural part of venting out. But if you're persistently crying, you're crying 7 days, you're crying 15 days, right? With reason, without reason, that means there's some sign. Lack of personal lack of personal accomplishment, like sense of belonging. So these few emotional changes are also happening, right? Physiological means related to your body. Fatigue, lethargy. If you're having a bad day, of course, imagine one day if you have a bad day, you don't feel like doing anything. You feel like, oh, energy is being sucked out, right? Happens with you or just only me? That is how I know my body sends signals. Anusha, relax. It is fine today. So sometimes our body also sends signals. What are signals? Changes in appetite. If we fight with a friend, we don't feel like eating that much. If we have a good friendship, we have a good day, or we win something, right? Our appetite increases. So our mood also changes. Our physiological body sends signal. A most common factor is sleep. Whenever I talk to students and they say that, ma'am, during exams or during any examination, any assessment, I lose sleep, right? And because why? And when I ask them why, they feel that I'm feel anxious, I feel stressed, I feel that I will not be able to, accomplish all my goals. So many thoughts are happening. So overthinking leads to lack of sleep. So physiological changes are also happening. Next, performance related. So how we perform academically, with friends, or how we perform in school, extracurricular, co-curricular, also shows that okay, we might be struggling with the mental health. So reduced productivity in school. Not only academics, you do not feel like playing also. You do not feel like playing your favorite sport also. Increased errors. Teachers also keep checking us that, Anusha, you're making a lot of errors. That means you're not being mentally present. If you're not being mentally present, that means there's something going on inside you. You need to talk to an expert. Reduce absenteeism. A lot of people were repeatedly absent in school. When we ask them as a psychologist, what happens? So, ma'am, there's so many things happening. I don't know how to face my elders. I don't know how to face my teachers. I don't know how to face my friends. Right. So, health is always there. We should talk. We should not, neglect the performance-related concerns that are happening. Difficulty making simple decisions, as simple as which subject should I read first. It's a very simple decision, but inability to do that is also a sign. Okay, reduce concentration. A lot of times, if you're sitting 45 minutes to study, and even if you're not able to to sit for 15 minutes also, that means there's some concern happening. Either the focus is missed, the concentration is not happening, or your retention power is low. So under stress, these changes can happen. If it's happening persistently, you need to talk to someone. Next. So how does a mental illness or a mental concern happens? It doesn't happen like one day. You're sleeping and you get up. It doesn't happen in a single go, right? So there have to be some changes in three aspects of our life. The biology, something happening in our brain, right? The neurotransmitters. I don't know if you know, our brain has so many neurotransmitters which are responsible for our emotions, our activities, our decisions, and everything that we do, right? So if there is some problems happening in neurology, right, the biology part is affected, mental illness can happen. If there is some part in psychology, my emotions are not being understood, or I'm not able to express, or I'm not able to deal with my overthinking, I'm not able to deal with my maybe something that I'm going through emotionally, that psychological part is also affected, can lead to a mental illness. Third is the social aspect. For example, if I'm bullied socially, if I do not have friends socially, if I'm having reduced number of friends, or people are isolating me, or people are segregating me, consciously. So that a social aspect, a social life, our environment also affects, right? So these three aspects, you know affects when we are going through a mental illness, can cause a mental illness if not taken up. And what are the treatment plans? How do a psychologist can, like, how do we help everyone? First, we provide counseling so that you come and talk about your concerns. We help you to develop the coping. We give you some strategies. We understand you. There's no judgment of whatever concerns that you can bring on the table. You're free. It's a free space that you develop with a psychologist or a school counselor. Then there are some medical intervention, because you remember the biology part. Of course, Anusha's word cannot go to the brain, right? Cannot treat the neurotransmitters. So the chemicals have to be balanced. That is taken by our psychiatrists. And then the stress lifestyle management. There are some tips given to you. For example, exam stress. A lot of you, exam stress is very common. So if you talk to a psychologist, some tips will be given to you for able to handle that kind of a stress. Okay, not fulfilling goals also can be a stress. So help is always available. Treatment is always there. Okay, so what are the few success stones that I want to give you as a psychologist? What are the things that we can all individually try doing, maintaining in our daily life, so that we do not go on the severe mental health stress concern level? So we face challenge, we are managing it through these steps, and we are okay. Okay, so let's see what are the steps. The first step is, according to me, is adopting the right attitude under a challenge, under a task. 50% people will think that, okay, there's a challenge, let me take it on, let me see how well I do it, right? 50% people feel that, another challenge, I'm sure that I will not be able to do it, I'm sure that I'll fail, this is not according to my capability or skill, right? So adopting the right attitude will help you build more resilience and motivation and confidence for you, right? So don't feel that under stress you're negative. No, think of a right attitude that, okay, exams, I have always given exams, it's just a part of my life, it will make me move on in my life. Competitions, they come and they go, it's okay, let me see, let me work on my weak areas. So if you have a aptitude, right attitude towards your challenge, or any challenge, academically, personally, whatever, right, you're able to deal with it better. Okay, next. Prepare for life transitions. Life keeps going. You were a little kid, the assignments were simple. When you came to the middle, the assignments got a little, heavier or difficult. You need to read 3-4 books to answer or form an answer. So life is in transition. Transitions will always happen. Some kids feel that, oh, I'm not able to do this. why the transition are happening. They might not be motivated the right skills facing the challenge in fifth grade also. I'm also facing this in this class also. I faced that also. I came to seventh. Let me also take care of seventh. Right. So you prepare yourself with the skills, with the tips, and you feel positive about like that transition because they will always happen. Right. So don't fight don't resist the challenges. Be a part of it. Next slide. Focus on what you control. Absolutely. So kids come to me and say, "That ma'am, exams are stress." Right. So I ask them, okay, can you decide the question paper? They say no. Can you decide who will check it, who will mark you? No, ma'am. Can you decide which center is given to you for going for exams and writing them? No, ma'am. Can you decide who is the invigilator? No, ma'am. So why are you stressing over these? If you do not know, if that is not in your control. And I ask them, what is in your control? Right? During exams, the only control that you have is your preparation, right? And second, how well you address your weak areas. Third, the revision part of it. So bring focus on the things that you control because the things that are not in your control will cause a lot of stress and anxiety. But you don't have to focus that. You just have to bring focus on things that in your control. Okay. Then next slide. Motivate yourself to do with to-do lists and goal of the day. This is very much recommended, especially if you're a student, right? If you do not have a goal per day, you will not be motivated to achieve it. If you do not have a to-do list, okay, I have to do an assignment, I have to water my plants, I have to make an art, I have to meet a friend, right? Then you will not be able to understand that what are the activities that are planned for day. You can be more organized and more goal oriented. Do not just randomly do activities because you will forget activities. Our brain is, you're reading so many subjects. Our attention power is little lesser when we are, taking care of so many things. So always function. I always function with to-do list so that I don't miss any assignment. I don't miss any work. I don't miss any meetings. I don't miss any webinars. So I am on my game if I have my goal of the day ready and my to-do list ready. You can add everything that you feel like doing. Okay. Not only school related, anything. Okay. So that is also something that you can try doing. Next slide. Then we have media literacy. Because we are living in a digital era, everyone has tags, everyone has laptops, everyone has mobile phones. We are connected on social media. We all have Instagram accounts. We all are on Snapchat. All these things are making us feel more connected. But yes, it's also creating a lot of stress. It's also creating a lot of anxiety. So we need to understand whatever information that we are getting, just we have to dissect, understand if this information is true or not, right? Because everything on social media is not true. A lot of people feel that you have to that media affects me. Whatever that happens on media, it affects me. So you can limit the media, understand, decode the messages that are happening, right? Sometimes there are a lot of nasty newses are happening and incorrect information happening on mental health as well. I keep looking at the Instagram and sometimes I feel that, oh, this reel is incorrect, this reel is incorrect. So do not believe everything that you see. The best way is to talk to the expert, which is related to that topic, right? So you become more media literate so that it doesn't affect you. Then be open to new experiences. Two people, right? One person A, person B. Person A, if he or she is only limited to a simple, daily routine, right? And a person B, if they're open to new challenges, new experiences, new hobbies, new activities, who do you think might be successful even better, like more? Anyone? A or B? A is only doing one thing. B is like exploring new possibilities. Right? So one person only one subject, the other person exploring skills, hobbies, experiences, extracurricular. The chances that the person B might be more expansion, expanding their skills, they'll be more skilled, they'll be more confident, they'll understand what is work for me, what doesn't isn't for me, right? What works for me, what doesn't work for me. So being open to new experiences only builds your resilience, only builds your confidence, and you gain a lot of skills, right? Imagine if you play one sport or two sports and your friend is not playing anything, you'll be more confident, right? That I have two skills in my, my bag. So be more open to see challenges and experiences. Let's see. Next, be a problem solver. Oh, brilliant. Because, a lot of times we don't move past the stress. The stress is happening, but we don't move past that. We are only stuck to it. Ma'am, stress is there. Ma'am, problem is there. Ma'am, exam is there. Ma'am, bullying is happening. What can you do? What Be more problem solvers, not problem solvers. Like, what are the things that we can focus? Staying calm. Because when we are anxious, we will not be able to think good points or good solutions. So you need to stay calm. How can you stay calm? Breathing exercise. Breathing exercise is not just this. This is just breathing. When you are teaching yourself to be calm, you need to breathe properly. Like, sit straight. Everyone, can you all sit straight? If you all can switch on the cameras and I can see you all. Dixon, I can see you. Thank you for trying. Okay, everyone on that. And I'm doing this with you because 2 minutes calming down. So we breathe in, inhale, and we slowly hold it. And on the last count, on the last finger, we exhale. When we exhale, try to do it from your mouth, not like, because this is not breathing. Is a deep breath. So your shoulders should go down. That is deep breathing. Okay? When your body feels that relaxed, when your body relaxed, you are able to solve more solutions. Plan, try, fail, try harder. It's okay. Always look for plan B and C. Don't only stick to plan A. Sometimes plan A doesn't work. Mostly plan A doesn't work. So you should always have a plan B and plan C, so that your brain is not stressed that, okay, oh, I only had one solution, nothing can be solved now. Okay, always have a plan B and C. Take inspiration from someone or your past. If you have experienced some stress in the past, what would you do? What were you doing at that time? Okay, you bring that solution and all. Right? Remind yourself that it's just another challenge. It's okay. I will take it on. I can ask for help. There's so many people around me. You're not alone. If you talk to yourself in that way, you will not be able to get stuck. And again, you reward yourself if you've passed that challenge, whatever capacity. You need to also reward yourself. Reward could be anything, like playing for 15 minutes extra, or going out, buying something for you. Anything that makes you happy. I like stationery, so every time I have my art to myself, I used to buy in a very cool days. Digital detox. So I would encourage, if you do not have any classes after this, I want everyone to move out of the room, sit with your parents, sit with your family, play with your dog, or just walk around if you have that opportunity. Detox, right? Digital detox is very, very important for our mental health. Why? Because so much information you're gathering from digital life, so much information you're gathering from through books. We need a break, right? And social media. And if you're reading and you're studying, and you see a friend traveling somewhere to a very nice, fancy place, together having so many time, having more fun, it can, bring your motivation down. Sometimes it's okay to have weekend detox. Your detox should have at least half an hour, 40 minutes if you're comfortable, 1 hour or 2 hours, because the notifications does impact us, right? Imagine we are so concentrated on our book, a novel that we are reading, right? But one notification, ding, will definitely make us feel, oh, something is there. So we immediately detach from the things. Okay. So digital detox, very, very important. So that gadgets don't take over us. Right? We are more control. Self-care. Talk about self-love. Mental health is about self-love. Absolutely. Self-care is very, very important. self-care. Self-care is not just shopping. Self-care is not just bubble baths, right? It's also about relaxation. How well you relax. You can also share in the chat box how do you relax. What is your relaxation? Gardening. I have so many. I developed this hobby from COVID. I have so many plants. My room looks like the jungle now because I have so many things. So music, books, painting. Whenever you all see the paintings, also this is all something that I feel relaxed with. So it relaxes you. Also breaks the pattern of regular studies. You study, you take a break. Ideally, the best time is to study for 45 minutes and take a 15-minute break. Study for 45 minutes and take a 15 minutes break. But if you're playing online game on 15 minutes, if you're watching TV, or you're watching Instagram, that is not considered to be break because that is also information onboarding you. So you need to take a break for the next 45 minutes. Find meaningful activities, all the hobbies that you have, all the things that you, all the small activities that you feel like doing. For example, graffiti. You feel like making a graffiti. If you feel like making art like this, or abstract, or doodling, or writing poetry, or collaging, whatever that you make, or maybe playing guitar. That is more important because you're spending time with yourself, you're taking care of yourself. If you do not do these activities, your physical health will be deteriorated. Again, it will impact the mental health. Physical health will impact the mental health. Mental health might affect the physical. Create a social support network. Very, very important. um, when we are struggling, we feel that we are the only people who are struggling. But if you talk to someone, the other friend also says that, oh, I also felt this last week. So immediately, oh, I wasn't the only one, right? So you need to talk to a support system. I want you all, wherever you are, on your fingers or on a piece of paper, I want you to write 5 names, 5 humans that you can think of at moment when in problem you'll reach out to them. Who, or maybe in the chat box, or maybe on your phone, any place, or maybe just on your fingers. Think of 5 people, 5 support people that you have. If you're struggling with one, that means you need to build more support network. Don't stay in isolation. If you're 5 or more, a good support system so that whenever you feel struggled, you can reach to these people. So because your brain will always tell you that, okay, isolate. Nobody understands me. Nobody will get me. But you already have these 5 people. Let's see how many that you can write and think of. It could be a teacher, it could be a counselor, it could be a friend, it could be a tutor, it could be parent, it could be anyone, a sibling as well. Okay. Because the more you invest in these people, the more empathy that you develop, right? You also understand yourself, they also understand you. So you're not alone in your struggles, right? Very, very important. Support and reach out. If you know your friends are also struggling, you support them. You understand that, okay, this is a mental health concern or is a physical health concern. Help is always there. Let's see, how can I help you? Okay. Healthy lifestyle. Eating well, sleeping well. I know all your teachers have shared this with you, your parents also say this. This is so important. If your body is not fueled enough with a good sleep and food, it will not be able to physically function. If it's not able to physically function, how will you mentally retain the information? So many different concepts, right? So your body is very ready in the morning. That is where the classes are happening. So towards the evening, it starts getting discharged like your phones, right? So when it is discharged, of course, the phone battery is zero on. We don't use it, recharge without a default, without even a second thought. Similarly, our body also needs a recharge by sleeping and eating well. Especially during exams, also eat well. Do not feel that, okay, if I don't eat well, if I study for long hours, if I don't sleep, I will pull out all-nighter, it will help me. Absolutely not. The next day, your mind will be stressed. It will be your body, physically body will not be active. You will not be remembering the information. You will miss out the information. Absolutely, 100%. So before exam, before anything important, make sure that you're sleeping well, right? Get successfully. Avoid substances. Obviously, substances are artificial stimulants. They make you like caffeine also. Caffeine is also one of the stimulants, and I feel kids have started consuming coffee a lot earlier than usual, right? Why? Because it makes them awake, it makes them more active. But this activity is artificial. So you should not ideally be dependent on any substance to make you awake or make you feel more energetic. You should be organically active, right? Then again, the last and the very most important, reaching out for help. Any struggle, you reach out for help. Help is available. Psychologists, counselors, teachers, parents, grandparents, siblings, anyone that you feel that okay, this person will trust me. This person might have some tips. These these people will not judge me for any of my concerns. Please reach out. Asking for help is a sign of strength, not a sign of weakness. Absolutely not. In our eyes, if someone is asking for help, I feel and I think that, oh, they're able to take care of all these things. Only one aspect they are getting stuck and they're asking for help, right? You're more powerful if you ask for help, right? Next. Next. Yeah, so we are on social media. So if you want to follow us for the social media or mental health awareness concept and tips and tricks, you can follow us at Fortis, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. Next, because we keep on sharing. YouTube channel is also one of the most common. We educate people in very simple language about mental health awareness. If you want to reach out, you can reach out to on the website, on the emails, and yeah. So I think that is all from my end. We can switch off the presentation. Helpline Fortis around mental health. It's completely anonymous. You can reach out and talk around your concerns. So, as simple as these tips sound, they're difficult to do, right? But once you get the hang of it, once you get the habit of it, it's more simpler, right? Small changes here and there, if you make in your lifestyle, you will be better able to cope, right? There are no magic tips, you know, right? These are very simple tips, very lifestyle based tips. Make sure that you're doing it. Try doing it one thing at a time, and you build the range of the tips. You'll be able to better face the challenges. You'll be more resilient to face the challenges, right? And yeah, so I think on that note, that was all from my end. I'm opening the chat box. If anyone wants to unmute and share your questions, feel free. And thank you for being so patient with me. I'm opening the chat box. If anyone has any question, please feel free. A lot of people writing drawing, napping, baking. Oh, baking, interesting. Sports, reading, listening to music, absolutely. So nice. Okay, Nita ma'am has shared the instruction. Cameras, okay. Everyone, so nice to see you all. Those who are opening the cameras, thank you for connecting. Thank you for being there. Hi. Three, four people. Amosu. Hi, three of you. Hello. Hello. Dixon, thank you for sharing in the chat box. Madhu, everyone. Eshi, Kanesh, Aranya, Akshita, Ashna, Anvi. Thank you so much.
I
Any
would
questions?
request
Please feel free.
everyone to open their cameras so that we can have a quick picture because everybody's present along with Ms. Anusha and of course our partner school from Nigeria. So let's have a quick picture. So I would request the students quickly open your cameras so that we can freeze this moment.
Can we all smile at 3, 2, 1? Let's do that.
Exactly. Oh, that's wonderful.
Okay,
Wow.
guys. 3, 2,
Okay. Say whatever
1.
you choose